So in this video, we're going to talk all about options if for some reason you can't sell your practice or your small business. Hey, make sure that you put some comments below or you subscribe to this channel if you want to get our weekly small business videos. They're primarily focused at people that own a private practice, counselors, coaches, therapists, chiropractors, massage therapists. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you are loving this content. In this video, we're going to talk all about options that you have if for some reason you can't sell your small business. And we have 5 of them. All right, so the first thing that you need to do if you can't sell your business is you want to optimize it outside of your own time. This is so that you can still step back from it, but create some passive income. So in this process, you might hire a clinical director, you might have somebody from within your business get a percentage of profits for running it. There's a lot of options that you have, but you still want to build the business outside of your own time. You want to at least check in monthly and have some KPIs, some key performance indicators. These are going to be a dashboard of things that to you really recognize the success of the business. For most people, this is number of sessions. If you have a counseling practice, it's going to be the income coming in, the net. You're going to want to make sure that you have a good idea of how many phone calls are coming in as well. So those new client leads, those might be dashboard items as well that you can look at so that you can have a good pulse of what's going on in your business. Second, you want to talk to your high achieving employees or 1099 contractors to really look at if they want to run more of your business. This could be a percentage of profits, or it could be opening extra locations that go beyond just your time. Again, we want to go back to that this is outside of your time. We want to build this business so that it runs itself. So that eventually, maybe if there is a buyer, you're better able to position yourself for an exit. The third option is to have a land contract type agreement, where over time, someone gets less of the money that they would typically be paid, so in a salary or in a percentage of what they receive, and that goes towards purchasing the business. You want to have this all written out in a contract form. You want it to be a legal document that you sign, not just a handshake agreement, but make sure that you then have a very clear timeline of a 3 to 5 year period that they get a certain percentage of the business. Now, you also want to make sure that when they hit that 51% of the business, that they can't just then vote you out and not pay you the rest. We want to make sure that it's very clear. So work with an attorney to make sure that this is done correctly. The fourth option you have when you can't sell your business is to look at just putting as little effort as possible into your business and start building something else. For a lot of the clinicians that I work with, they have massive skills in a particular area. So it could be trauma, couples work, or maybe working with kids. And so they've been starting podcasts, e-courses, things like that on the side. And so when you actually run the numbers in regards to what it would take to replace your income, oftentimes that side gig can massively outpace your practice. So let's do a little bit of math. All right, that was easy. All right, so let's do this math. Imagine that you personally, maybe you're doing, say, 20 sessions a week, and you're charging, say, $175, and we're doing that over 48 weeks a year. So $168,000 a year that you're bringing in gross. Now, let's say that of that, you end up taking home 60% after all of your expenses, so times 60%. So that brings us down to just over $100,000, $100,800. Now, let's say you started an e-course or a podcast. Let's divide that by 12 months. And so we're saying, how can we bring in $8,400 per month outside of our practice to replace it? So let's say you had a $500 e-course that was a really solid course, and you sold that. Let's divide that by 500. That'd mean you'd only have to sell 17 of those in a month. And so when you start to do the math and say, okay, if I had a webinar once or twice a month and had 200 people on it, do you think that I could sell 8 or 9 of these e-courses through that webinar? Most likely you could. So that's where leveling up is really important for you to start to think about, if I can't sell this, how do I put the minimum amount of effort into the business and start to build my side gig also? The last tip I have for you is to maximize options for future sale. So if for some reason this didn't work out for you to try to sell your business right now, there's probably going to be someone in the future that wants to buy it. So in the other video, we talked about how to find buyers, whether it's someone within your business, someone locally, someone from a town a few hours away that wants to expand. There's all these options. And that video, it's probably going to be right up here somewhere. That video is really going to help you continue to look at those options. Just because that door closed right now doesn't mean it's going to stay closed. If you're looking for some extra help and you want some coaching, you want to join a mastermind group, if you, for example, want to come to one of our conferences, or maybe it's that you want to start a podcast and get some help around that, we have tons of services through our work that we do. Everything from Done For You podcasting, where you show up and you podcast and then our whole team takes it over, all the way down to us just telling you how to do it if you're bootstrapping. We'd love for you to connect with us at practiceofthepractice.com/apply. That's going to be where you can apply to work with us, and I will jump on a phone call with you and figure out the very best use of your time and money so that you get a massive ROI on it. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day. We'll talk to you soon.